I'm still here in San Diego. If, again, you're like, why are you talking so quiet? I have friends in the other side of my room. They're trying to sleep. So this is going to be a very downtrodden episode, as you will, volume-wise. So you might want to turn it up a little bit. But I wanted to get this review done because, man, there's so much going on with Comic-Con. I can't wait a week. So today we're looking at the other exclusive I got from the Godzilla station at downtown San Diego from Super 7. Their little Godzilla pop-up. So if you watched my previous video, I did the review of the Super Kaiju. This one, though, I'm quite excited about because of all the exclusives I saw. I'm like, this one has my attention because it harkens back to an earlier day and actually kind of plays into what the Sofubi or the high-end market really is playing with now. So what we're looking at today, we're looking at Super 7's, what are they calling this? It's the Super Cycle Godzilla. So you might be wondering, why Godzilla on a bicycle? Well, this is a kind of a throwback to like a bygone era. Super 7 loves their Sofubis, the very artsy style vinyl figures that Japan has been making for decades. So there was a time where they would do these cute little characters of like Ultraman and Godzilla on bikes, because why not? It's fun. So for Comic-Con this year, they introduced this Super Cycle line. I think it's going to be like an ongoing line with other Kaiju and other characters showing up because it's Super 7. They got a lot of licenses, but we're starting off with this guy. And of all the things, this is probably the most original thing in terms of like, this is not a repaint, this is not a remold, this is brand new, this is something that we're debuting here. So I was very interested to see them take on, you know, this kind of style, because they've been creeping into like the vinyl figures, especially with their fun funds. So this kind of feels like the next evolution of what the fun funds are. So they like, look at this box. As you can see, it's a thick figure. This is my hand holding it right there. So you got the Godzilla station. So yeah, this thing is exclusive to this pop-up event. So whatever version, I guarantee they're probably gonna release a different version of this afterwards and probably be a repaint, so that way your Godzilla Station 1 remains exclusive. So alright, so let's crack this open. I don't have any cutting materials here, so let me see if I can get a tear going on this. There we go. All right. Caution. There's the back. Let's get this out. Put that over here. Careful. Oh, okay. All right, so very interesting. First things first, just holding this thing in my hand. This is all metal. This is like a classic, almost 1940s. They're very much going with the 60s Japanese aesthetic. This is tin. Like, I don't know if you can tell, this is like a tin toy. So the Godzilla on it is very much in style of their fun that they're doing. In fact, I got one right here. You can see. I'm going to review this later while I'm not at the show. So he's pretty big. Like this thing's about 5 inches, but let's look. The bike here is plastic, but the wheels, this is all tin, and that's a throwback to a bygone era, man. Like that's old school. So the head moves. Take a look at the rest of this here. And there you go, kind of cutesy. And okay, so it looks like we have a crank. So let's see what this does. Oh yeah, this is. And Godzilla moves around. All right, so let's see what we got here. Overcrank that big time. All right, we're done with that. So for those of you who might have never seen a tin toy like this before, this is what happened before we really had technology to make action figures. This was what you gave kids because you had to entertain them. There's 3 TV channels and you know, simple analog toys. That's what really did it. So kudos to Super 7. This is probably the most creative thing that they've done in a long time, and they're very creative. I'm not. That's not a any sort of diss on them. So look at the Godzilla on here. So he kind of moves up and down. I don't know if he's kind of a little bit. I don't know if that's on purpose or not. So he's got the super deformed chibi, like fun. That's kind of how these things look. There's a company out there called M1 that is recreating these style of figures, but they go for a lot more. And this was $65. So now I understand why it's $65, because they get metal, tin, like this stuff's not cheap anymore. And we got on the bottom there, Super 7 logo. So this is a throwback. You have to be a very specific collector to really be interested in these things. And again, not a knock, but some people like a little more vintage looking things. That's what this is. This is new vintage, but very bold. I'll give Super 7 that. This is a bold choice. It's very cool though. I like fact that, like, so the crank here, I overcranked it. It's just a simple one. Let's just give it one crank. No, maybe not enough. There we go. This thing's actually, come on, there you go. This thing's actually kind of hilarious. So it's some intentional comedy here. So, is this for you? If it is, bless your heart, because it's actually fun throwback vintage toy, and I kind of love it. I'm kind of in love with this thing. This thing's pretty cool because it's not just a vinyl piece. Like, it has function. Like, it functions like a vintage toy for like the 40s, 50s, 60s. And going tin, perfect. Again, like, you know, I go back to some of those like kind of older tin toys and stuff like that, and the metal, like metal toys. I grew up on the metal Voltron and stuff like that, so I love things like that. And I had, my grandmother gave me a lot of toys like this she kept from when my mom and my aunt and uncle were little kids back in the 60s. So I have experience with these things, and you don't see anybody making anything like this anymore, unless you go in like those weird toy stores. They're like, you're like, where's the G.I. Joes at? And they're like, no, but we have this puzzle block that's made out of foam that you can mold. And I'm like, what is it? It's like, it's educational stuff. This is vintage fun. This is like someone deciding, like, you know what, I want to rebuild like a classic car, but give it like a new look. That's what this is. So is it worth the $65? Absolutely. I think this is totally worth it. You know, some people looked at this online and they're like, what the hell is this? I'm like, you're a kid. You're young. You wouldn't know. This is for a particular older group. But if you're young at heart, or you're young in general, and you're like, I kind of want this, like, yes, do it so. So the problem is, though, this is, make a mess here. This is exclusive to the Godzilla station. So I got a feeling we're gonna get more of these, and probably a much more mainstream version. But as this stands right now, this is probably the funnest Comic-Con exclusive. You don't even have to go into the show to buy it. You can just go to the Godzilla station right now. The store is open to the public, and pick this bad boy up. And I got a feeling he's gonna sell out, because this is pretty cool. I don't know how my head ended up in there. So this also thing feels like if you have a ghost in the house, it's going to wind this thing up and freak you out in the middle of the night. It's got that eerie horror movie vibe going on there. So, and it does turn. I can see it turn a little bit. Let's crank it one more time. Let's do that. Let's see. Maybe the surface I'm on right now. Let's see what yeah, it's probably against the surface. Okay, I'm just gonna keep playing with this thing. So this is awesome. This is probably the highlight of Super 7's offerings outside of the shirts and stuff. This is probably the figure to get at the show. And bless their hearts, this is an amazing piece of collectible. So if you're in town, head over to Super 7, get it before it's gone. And I actually look forward to them doing more of these. I think this is the first one. They might, I gotta double check, I might be off. They might actually have maybe something for like the Mummy or something with their mascot. It's late as I'm doing this video, so if I'm kind of talking out my butt, you'll have to forgive me. So there you go. Well, there you guys go. That is my quiet review of Super 7 Super Cycle Godzilla 89. Their San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Remember, if you like what you see, we do have a show. It's called the Kaiju Kingdom Podcast. You can find us at thekaijukingdompodcast.com. If you don't like to download, well, you can always stream us on all of your favorite podcast streaming sites, including Apple, Spotify, or wherever else you might find better podcasts. We're also on social media. We're on X, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook.com. If you're watching this during con, keep an eye out there, because that's where we're posting all the late breaking news. And on that note, that will do it for this very late, very tired Chris, and this edition of the Koffers. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.